We're going to turn this basic icon box grid into a more creative, cooler looking bento grid. And I'm going to show you how to create any kind of bento in this video with Elementor. Also, how we could take plain icons and turn them into really cool 3D graphics using a free design tool. And I'll share with you some of my own personal web design tricks to help make your websites look even more awesome. Here's a basic icon box layout. It's very clean, there's nothing wrong with it, but it's quite simple. If you want to get more creative, well, we can. Let's go ahead and start off by turning this into a bento. First, if we look at what we're working with, we have a container wrap and everything. And in the inner container, you could either use icon box widgets. Those are totally fine. But I've decided to use inner containers with the image, heading, and paragraph inside of it. This way I have more flexibility. We could add call to action buttons. We could just do a bit more with this, but either will work. First thing in the outer container, you're gonna wanna turn this into a grid. And let's go ahead and rename this. I'm gonna call this grid my bento grid. And then each of these I'm going to call my grid item. Renaming them from container is going to help us to use this a lot better. Right here in the outer container, our bento grid, we're going to go to our columns. And this is what we need to work on. These are going to be our fractions. The FR, these are fractions. Right now, they are in a fraction of 4, which means it's 25% each. If we put it at 5, we're going to have 5 columns, making it 20% each, and so on. We take these all the way to 10. There are going to be 10 columns. Each one of these are going to be 10%. And you could go all the way up to 12 columns. I'll show you why this matters. Let's take this down to 4. And now let's go over to our first grid item. Over here in advanced, we are going to go to column span. This is how much it is going to span across the fractions. We got to do a little bit of math right here, but it's very, very simple. By default, it is at a 1, which means it is only going to be 1 of our 4 fractions. So it's going to be 1 of 4, which is 25%. Let's go back over here. If we were to make it 2, it's going to be 2/4, which is going to be 50%. If we were to take it to 4, it's going to cover the whole length. This is the most important part you need to know to create any type of bento grid. Now, since we only have a fraction of 4 right now, it doesn't really give us too much room. I mean, we could take this to 3 and make it 75%, and then I could go to the next grid item and turn this into a 1, which is 25%. This needs to equal 100%. If not, it's going to break. Like if I were to put in 2, you see it is going to break and it's not going to have that bento layout. So with 4, we don't have too many options, but if we were to go back to our grid and turn this into a higher number of fractions, well, the more columns we have to work with, meaning we have more flexibility. We could go up to 12 and I'm going to leave it there. Let's go back over, and now we're going to turn this one to a 7, and now it's going to cover 7/12. And in the next grid item, we could turn this one to a 5, and now it's going to cover 5/12, as long as now it is equaling 12. Because we're using 12 columns. Now we could go to our second row and we could do the same exact thing. I'm going to go here, and this time I am going to put in 7 columns. Wait, no, let's change this to 5. So we get that offset look, and then inside of our last one, we'll turn this to 7. And now we got a very simple bento grid created, and we could do more. Let's go ahead and let's say duplicate this. Let's go to this one, and we're just going to turn this into 2. And then on here, we could go and turn this one to 5. And it's all going to line up in one row because this is 5 to 5, it equals 12. 12 is a number we are working with because that's what we set up inside of our main grid. We could go back to this one. We could do something a little bit more creative. Let's delete this, and then we could throw in like a background graphic here. And I just want to give an idea and just to show you what the possibilities are when we are creating these. We could even start to change up the sizes. This just gives you so much more flexibility right here. Let's go ahead and turn this to a 3. Now those are the columns. Right now we're just going to focus on our columns, but we could do the same thing for our rows as well. We'll cover this in another video coming up because I just don't want to overwhelm. I feel starting off with columns is going to be a great start because you see how much control we have. But with the rows, it's the same thing. We create more fractions. And then inside of our individual grid items, we are going to be able to span those fractions, taking up the amount of space that we set. Now, I don't want to get too overwhelming, so let's just go back and stick with one row. Now, let me go ahead and fix this up. I'm going to delete this, and I am going to turn this one to a span of 5. This one to a span of 7. And now let's go ahead and get more creative. Turn these flat icons into a 3D graphic. First though, I do want to change the background color to my grid items. I am going to turn it in almost black color. And then I'm going to change my text color white. I'm actually going to do a soft purple for the text and then a white on the header. So let me fix the rest of these. And we're going to update the layout and sizes of this coming up. But first, let's go ahead and create those icon graphics. We're going to use this tool called Formula.so. It has a free version, which is what we're going to use. And this basically is like Spline, but a very simple, minimal type of version. All we're going to do is choose a style that you want to use. I'm going to use this holographic style. Once it loads, click on the icon, and then you go over here to your shape, and then you upload a SVG file. You're going to use any icon with an SVG. So here are my icons. Let's go ahead and upload one of the ones I have here just to show you how it works in real time. I'm going to use this pen icon and then it automatically converts it. It's super, super dope, easy to use. And now all we need to do is try to find the right angle and perspective that we want to use. You could also go through the settings here. You could adjust the colors. You could get creative with it. And the best part about this, I found after using it for a little while, was that once you got your style down and once you fix it all the way that you like, all you got to do is go back here and upload a new one. Okay, that one didn't come out as right. And that's something to point out. Sometimes the icons are too thin and they don't work right. So you might want to get extra icons just in case. But some of them, when they do come out, they come out looking pretty dope. Let me try to fix up an angle I like. Let's go ahead and expand this and then we're going to export it. Before we export it, it is very important that we change the background color. Make sure it's on a solid. But real quick, if you do like designing with Elementor and want to master your design and web building skills, then definitely check out Design with Elementor 2.0. It's become one of the most popular Elementor courses out there and students are creating just incredible websites using it. And not only are you going to be taking the course and developing your skills, but you'll also be part of a student community with others as well. So there are links to that inside the description. If you got questions, definitely let me know. All right, back to the tutorial. Go back over to your grid and get your background color. We have to make sure the background colors for your grid items and for the icons are exactly the same, so that way they blend together. I feel like we need more of an angle. We could also turn this around. That looks okay. We'll stick with that. I feel like we're good there. Okay, now let's go hit export. And then from here, you see we do have a transparent background in the Pro, but don't worry about that. We don't need it. That's the reason why we're masking the background. You also got the video as well, 360 video that you could use and a 3D model. So have fun playing with that. We're going to download this version. We are going to take it and we have to optimize it first before putting it into the website. Let me show you. You got to crop it. So I'm going to get my cropping tool. We don't want this extra space taking up space inside of our grids. If we don't crop it right around the item, then we're going to have these spacings that are going to throw our designs off. This is very important. And now let's go ahead and save it as a WebP. I'm going to take this down to 600 pixels is good. And let's fix up the styles. First off, I'm going to remove this height. We don't need that. Leave the height blank, and then we can control the width on this. And this is where we start to just geek out and have fun. Now, the best part about this is it's already set up. So for the next ones, we just go in and click on the icon, you upload it, and that is it. Now, one thing I did find is really good to have everything at the same angle. Try to use the same style at first, so that way it looks like it's part of the same design system. So we're going to keep everything basically very similar. We'll just keep going through to each one of these. Look how dope that is. This icon looks just amazing right here. I definitely like it. We're going to export it, and then we'll do the same for the others. We'll crop it, optimize it, and upload them. We're going to do the same exact thing. We're going to make this one much bigger, take it to 280, and I got a couple more tricks up my sleeve though, so stay tuned, stay in there. Okay, we'll take this one. I do want this to be big. You know, we want these bigger. We want them to stand out. Now we have everything we need. It is time to do a bit more. And here's where we're going to have some fun. Let's first go over here to this grid item and this grid item. I'm going to add a little bit of gradient to it, so that way it stands out a bit more. Let's go to the background. I'm going to go to my background gradient. I'm going to put in this blue color, but you can see the box now that it's not blending. But check this out. We have a workaround for this. Let's use our angle, so that way our dark color, the masking color, is going to be right there with the icon. And then we are going to change that location, move it over until it masks. And then we're going to do the same here. Okay, that is looking good. I'm going to make this title bigger. Let's make this one a medium. This one also a medium. And this is where we get more flexibility now. So I am going to make this go side by side. Let me drop in an inner container. I'm going to drop my items into this inner container. And now I'm going to go to my grid item and use my flex controls. We're going to put the direction to the left, and let's actually center this up as well. That's good. Let's go and make this a lot bigger. Okay, we're going to take this to 450. This way we could really make it stand out. I'm going to do the same thing here. And now we could do something like adding call to actions as well. So let's drop in a button, change the text in that. I am going to style this up. Let's change the background color to the entire section. I'm going to give it that softer purple. Okay, but I also feel like when it comes to bentos, since we only got a 4 grid, if we were to compact it a little bit, I feel like it would look a lot better. So let's try that out. I'm going to go over here and turn this into 1000 pixels, but we should convert it to rem, and look at how much more that stands out. We could probably make these even a little bit bigger. Now I'm geeking out. This is me geeking out. This is part of the design process. This is what I would be doing for a project when I am in the flow. This is looking super dope right now. I feel like we are in a good spot, but now we need to make this responsive. So let's take this down to tablet. First off, we need to change this around now, and let's make this actually go down. Let's go one by one. Remember the sizing. I'm going to take this to maybe 200. Let's also make sure we are aligning it to the left, and I'm going to make it smaller here because now we're in tablet and mobile. You want a more uniform, not like desktop. Desktop, you could get a little bit more abstract. Let's go ahead and take this to 140. Okay, that's good. I'm also going to change this to 140. I'm going to change all of them to 140. And let's do the same thing that we did here. We're going to change the direction, going to vertical. Let's go over to our left. All right. Now to fix these that are being spanned out right here, to do that, we go back to our bento grid, and we are going to change the main column layout in fractions from 12 to a 2, because now we got 2 grids. And we're going to make each of these half, which is going to be 1, 2, which is 50%. So go to each of your grid items, go to your column span, and just put in 1. And now we're going to have 1 of 2 fractions, and we're going to have an even grid. And then go to mobile. And if you see something that needs to be fixed, do exactly what we did inside of tablet. But now let's take a look at our results. And now we got something pretty dope here. We got something that's going to stand out a whole lot more than just a basic icon grid. I hope you have fun and can get creative using this video. And I would love to see your bento grids, your creations, your designs. Check out the Lytbox community on Circle. We have a link inside the description. You could join, you could share your designs, you could get feedback and all that good stuff. Personally, I absolutely love this kind of stuff. So I got a lot more design tuts like this coming out. We have design challenges inside of the community. So if you do have any questions, definitely leave them inside of the comments. And if you do like this kind of content and want to learn more about designing with Elementor, then definitely subscribe. That way you get notified when the next one drops, which is coming really soon. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.